living this life, not just dreaming it, we're doing it for it. Straight to the top, working hard every day just to live out that tower.
Welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, only seen here live out of Village Connection Radio in Huntington, live out of Rockstar Studios. At the board is none other than the owner of the most popular station in New York on Long Island, Mr. Jim Savali.
What up, what up?
And to the right is none other than the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh. Jimmy.
Good evening, everybody. Back again.
And for people that don't know, it is Jimmy Pharaoh's birthday today.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, let's go wild. I forgot the whiskey at home.
We got strippers, baby. Come on in,
no,
girls.
you don't. Stop.
Come on in, girls.
Wasn't it the Flintstones music when they all came out of the fridge?
Hold on.
What the hell?
Happy birthday.
Oh, this is going to be no. You better keep in tune.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow, so far so good.
Happy birthday, Jimmy Pharaoh.
Wow, I'm almost impressed.
Happy birthday to you.
Hold it. Wow, very nice, guys. That wasn't bad.
Jimmy?
No.
No, I'm not gonna hit you.
Dude.
For the camera.
That would have been.
A little high.
I don't know if you want to eat on it.
What is that? No.
It says happy birthday, Pharaoh.
And you spelled it right.
Of course.
Look at you.
Come on.
Well, you know, it's a rough
You don't
word
know the idiot.
sometimes.
I was telling Savali.
What?
I was telling Savali the idiots at Carvel.
Okay, at least
It
you
was
went to
about a
Carvel.
5-hour conversation teaching them how to spell Pharaoh.
Yes.
So
Really?
Yes. So this is for you
my
and
God.
your wife when you get home.
You know what? Why didn't you ask for?
Put that outside. It's colder.
Didn't they have Pharaoh the whale?
They did not have
they
Pharaoh the
didn't
Whale.
have
Pharaoh
In
the
fact,
Whale?
I asked for a pure
Oh,
vanilla
man.
cake, but they told me that would
Okay.
take 2 days.
2
so
days.
I know. But anyway,
Probably
Jimmy,
took 2 days to spell
happy
Pharaoh.
birthday.
Thanks, brother. Thank you very much.
It's
Thank
another
you.
year
Thank
alive
you.
and another year the fans get Jimmy
Thank
Pharaoh.
you, sir.
Happy birthday, sir.
Over a half a century old with a couple of numbers to add to it.
So,
Nice.
what did you do for your
Catching up
birthday?
with me.
Anything
I
special?
had a nice dinner with the family. Very small family that I have, but I had a nice dinner.
Does
Or
get
actually
small,
a lunch.
Man. Our family's getting small.
Oh, my family's
man.
tiny, man. It's
We
very
used to have
small.
all kinds of great aunts and uncles when I was younger,
Oh.
man. Damn.
We started off very small, and it's gotten smaller over the years. Oh well, but it was a nice day.
When you were growing up, did you guys have uncles?
I had,
Ooh.
well, that's a tricky question for me because my mom was an orphan, so she didn't have any family, and my real dad had left when I was very young, so I didn't have any family from that side. But we did have my father, my stepfather, his family, and he had
Okay.
one brother who we called our Uncle John, so he was our uncle.
Okay.
So that was kind of it. He wasn't even our real uncle, but he became our uncle, obviously, when my father got married. But back then, before they were even married, we called him Uncle John.
I had a friend whose uncle was like had a cool uncle that like played football with you and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And then I used to get jealous. And one time I said to my father, I'm like, why can't
What
your
can we-
brother be cool uncle? That guy's a dick.
God. What did your dad do?
He's like, yeah, he's a dick.
Wow, he just went along with it.
He just
isn't
went
it?
along.
You know, we have to further review, Mike. You might have a point. What the hell?
I'm like, this fucking guy doesn't even play
Yeah.
football. Fuck
Yeah.
this guy.
My dad was an only child, and my mom had one brother, so I did have an uncle,
Yeah.
Uncle George, who's still alive. He was there at the towers on 9/11. He worked in the towers.
Wow.
He survived.
Wow.
His days in the Army kicked in that day. He actually sensed that something was extremely wrong when they told them to stay at the desks. He was like, "Oh no, you don't."
Oh, no.
So I think he was like 73 at the time, and he
I think I'm out of here.
he started beelining down, and he was up high. He was up high in the towers too. He started beelining down. He got out of there. Good for him and his instincts. I haven't seen him in a long time though.
You
Nice
should go
guy.
see him.
Hey, he's somewhere in Brooklyn. Oi.
So
You know?
before we get on the show, what are you grateful for? Another year alive. What are you grateful for, my friend?
I'm grateful for getting back to basics, man. That's really what made this birthday awesome, because this morning I got to spend time with my wife and my mom,
Yeah.
who are all I really do have left, as you know. I have a very small family, and then I got to do this tonight with you and Jimbo here at Village, and this is part of what I wanted for a while,
Yeah.
And then later on tonight, I'm going to be meeting up with Bart at Wisteria Hall Studios. We're gonna do
Awesome.
so it's like, basically,
little bit
how
of
long have I
everything.
known you? 40 years. How long have I known Bart? 30 years or so. How long have I been with my wife? Well over a decade at this point. My mother, of course, has dealt with me for half a century. So this is a good thing. This is what I'm grateful for. The basics.
Good for you.
You know?
I'm not a big birthday guy, man. I kind of get grumpy. when
I'm
I
not
get
either.
birthday.
That's what's weird about this one.
I'm not a big
I
fan.
usually am like, ugh. Yeah, you're not a big fan of your
No,
birthday.
Well, you know,
kind
it's
of let it
kinda
just
like-
go by.
Now we're getting older. Like,
Yeah,
like I
it's
just
not as
became
fun.
1 year away from 55. I'm 54, man.
Right.
I'm not even 50 anymore. I'm 54.
Right.
I'm close to 60.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah,
You
but
don't
dude,
look,
you don't look
anything
60.
like it either.
You look
There's something wrong with this.
At worst, he looks mid-50s. You look young, too, dude. You
Yeah,
look pretty
with the
young.
hat on, I do.
50s.
No, I mean mid-40s. You know what I mean?
You look,
I mean
you look your
mid-40s.
age.
Thanks, bro.
Wait a
Look my
minute.
age,
No, you look mid-40s, man. And you know what?
Jim
That's
looks
not bad.
great.
He does.
He looks great.
I
You
appreciate
got some
that.
guys that look like older than piss.
I'll probably fall apart all at once, but
Get a lot of unnecessary heat when you look that good.
No, that's
You know? Good Lord. What do
so,
you got, man?
big news.
Big
I
news.
want to get you guys weigh in. Monte and Pharaoh finally has made cable TV thanks to Village Connection
ooh,
It's
Radio.
another thing to be
What was
grateful.
it like seeing
Another thing to be
yourself
grateful
on a
for.
Tuesday on the big screen?
That was really cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to. We talked about this
Sure.
for a while. Always wanted to get on cable. I thought that it would be a great idea for everyone involved. So
man.
to see that was pretty freaking awesome. And we had the Coco Classic interview.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, the fans might as well know we're going to be moving into eventually some new shows and stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
we'll keep it fresh.
Yeah.
We have
Me
an
and-
awesome
me and-
library. We have a vault of never-ending interviews
yeah.
at this point.
you know, me and Mike talked about it, and we had some different options to do at this moment. You know, one of them was like we talked about doing the other channels. You know, the Roku or something. You know, Roku's
Jim, I don't
cool.
want to cut you off, but I want to say one thing about
yeah,
Jim.
say
So
that.
when I speak to Jim, right, we go over. Look, I tell you guys all the time, I'm not an artiste, right? I'm more of a business type of guy.
Yeah.
But when I'm around guys like you, so it's very impressive. So I just want you to go back into what you were saying, but I wanted to say, like, I have these ideas, and then when you speak to Jim, he kind of directs you another way, and you're like, holy shit, this guy really knows what the fuck he's doing. Excuse my language. Go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I forgot what I was talking about, bro.
So you said we were talking about other channels.
Oh yeah. So you know, we discussed doing Roku, and you know, the thing with Roku these days, back in the day, it was cool because it was something new, but now it's kind of like another channel, and you actually have to have a Roku device to actually get it.
Right.
I got
Plug
one,
it.
and
Well,
I
you
watch
do,
you
and I
all,
don't.
and I watch you all the time. I
Yeah.
watch everything all the time.
Well,
It's
here's the other-
awesome.
here's the other
I think
beautiful
Roku's
thing
cool.
that people don't know. If you have a smart TV, you just go to YouTube
Yeah, you don't need
and
Roku.
you watch us
Right.
live.
Yeah.
You have a smart TV.
Or you have
In my house, we had
everyone has
TVs from the
smart
80s.
TV, now everyone has a Roku.
Right.
So we decided the cable route was the way to go because cable
Right.
is local, and we're
Right.
a local station. We don't give a
Right.
shit about people from other countries seeing us. We want people locally to see us. The other stuff is cool, but to help our sponsors, we want to be local.
It is a
And the cable vision's the way to do
It
it.
is a huge area
Yes.
too. It's hundreds
Proud,
of
man.
thousands
You followed
of
through with it.
people.
That's why it got done.
You know?
I'm not a follow-through guy.
Well, that's why we all work well together. But I mean, I know we're really putting ourselves over right now. But it's like, look, here's a reality of it, dude. It's like,
Hey,
we're all
on cable. What's wrong with
we're-
putting yourself over
all
for a brief
engines
second?
Go on YouTube.
Nothing.
All engines go on YouTube
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
now.
man.
Yeah.
We're on cable.
Yep.
The sponsors are jumping on.
Yep.
We are
We're on
just
our
we're
website.
rolling.
How about
We
all
got
the subscribers
website.
on YouTube? It's like, shovelfuls like daily.
Yeah.
It's,
Bro,
it's
we
doing
are
awesome.
getting a lot of attention. I love it.
Yep.
So, but this
Gotta work for
this
it.
is the funny thing. It's like just a progression. You know what I mean? It's
Small
a progression.
steps, man. Well, that's you.
And I love it.
Hello, me.
I love it. So,
Yep.
anyway,
stuff.
Well done,
I'm
guys.
very happy that we're on cable. It was
Yep.
great to see us on the big TV.
That was cool.
And you know what? Again, much props to Village Connection Radio and Rockstar Studios because, God, if we would have stayed where we were.
Oh my God, are we really going to go backwards?
No, I'm not even mentioning.
Dude,
but the
man.
fact of the matter is, we'd be still sitting there with
Team
their
effort,
one
man.
with
Team
their one
effort.
camera shot
Oy.
and staring into a camera.
Oy.
No, I mean it really. I mean, talk about no effort. But anyway, let's move on. This is
Some people
regress.
Some people like the no effort. You just sit there and
stare into a camera.
The engineer can go get a bagel, come back, show's over. All right,
over.
guys, get the fuck out.
Yeah, give me a
sorry.
money. You could
Clip
curse.
that off of the cable.
What is this, like when the DJ puts Freebird on and goes out to the can? I mean,
That's
are we
what
talking?
they do, bro.
What the? Oy.
That's what they do.
Dude, it's easy. Throw a camera and someone goes still talking to it and just give me your money. It's stupid.
Yes.
No, we're all about something different. All right, let's get some wrestling talk, Pharaoh, huh? For
True.
your birthday, what do you think?
Yeah, why not? What
All
do
right,
you
let's
got?
open up with Eric Bischoff fired as the producer of SmackDown, probably the WWE's number one program, or at least they're trying to guide that way. Pharaoh, I just want to say something to you, and you just have the table.
Okay.
Is it maybe that Bischoff just isn't that good, and he was one of those guys in the right place at the right time?
Interesting. I don't think that it was necessarily right. You know what? It was right place, right time back then. I think he's just one of those guys that hasn't progressed as the business has progressed. He probably came in with the old dinosaur feel to him, and I don't think anybody got along with him probably. Tough to say. We weren't backstage. Do I think that he's overrated? Absolutely not.
Really?
I think no
Wait,
way.
let's go
Eric
back.
Bischoff during those days deserves to be hailed as
All
a
right,
big timer
so
because he was.
I'm going to hit you with a couple of
What
these,
he is
right?
now?
He started as a
don't know.
broadcaster,
Yeah.
right? A C-team broadcaster.
Yes.
They were looking for a producer for WCW.
Yeah.
He gets the job for whatever reason.
He's an
why-
opportunist deluxe. Go
Okay.
on. Yeah.
So a lot of his ideas came from Mike Graham, Kevin Sullivan,
okay.
Dusty Rhodes.
Okay.
Which you always need a team, right?
Of course.
Any general can't run the army.
You know,
without
Vince
an
had that
army.
maniac Vince Russo giving him ideas. There was always
But,
somebody to
the
bounce
one
off
thing he
of.
had is that he had Ted Turner's money.
Yeah.
He had Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And after all that went away, he
Right.
went away.
Right.
And honestly, he failed the TNA.
Yeah.
He was handed the keys to the limousine or the jet that the WWE, Fox Television.
Right.
What does it say that Vince and Triple H say, you know what, 2 weeks in, it's over?
It says that he was great for a 5-year period back in the 90s. That's what it says. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, that's when he was great. I guess he's been living off a rep for a long time. I don't know. That's a very quick dismissal. Obviously, something wasn't jiving behind the
Well,
scenes.
Sports Illustrated reported
know.
that Bischoff's 4-month run, I didn't even know it was 4 months.
Yeah, it was
already. That's
very
crazy,
quick,
right?
very quick.
I didn't think it was that long. Was marked by his failure to assimilate into the corporate structure of the company.
I believe that. I can see that. Eric Bischoff seems to be pretty set in his ways. He always was. So who knows how inflexible he became? I don't know.
What do you think that does
You
to
know?
someone's psyche, dude? Like your upper
Bischoff? You know what's
success-
funny? I don't think Bischoff gives two rats' asses. I really don't think so.
Why do you say
As
that?
weird
though?
as that sounds.
Why? You would be pissed. If you were ultra successful
what?
at WCW and then you had this
you
list
want me
of
to,
failures
Do you
right
want me to
afterwards.
pretend that I'm Eric Bischoff
Sure,
for a
go ahead.
second? All
Yeah,
right.
go ahead.
I was behind the NWO, and I was behind bringing Vince to his knees for almost 2 years at one point in my life. I don't give a crap anymore. The only thing I'd be upset about, and I know you'll understand this, I'd be upset about losing the paycheck. Other than that, who gives a shit? You know? Who cares how people perceive him? He's clearly one of the great... what's the right word for him? You know, a promoter or whatever he was for that 5-year period with WCW. He was really good at what he did. Something was working.
When you're a multimillionaire, right? You're not driven by money. Jim, you could jump in on this because
Okay.
we were talking about a
I'm not a
potential.
millionaire, and I'm not.
No, but we
driven
were
by
talking
money.
about potential people with the station. But
Right.
so you've got multimillionaires, right?
Yep.
And after they've conquered the money portion of it, what's left?
Right.
Right. So what's left is what you want to be. You just want to keep winning, I think.
ego.
Yeah. So
I
at what
think.
point does this guy feel like he's just a failure?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't think I would think I'm a failure at the end of the day if I'm Eric Bischoff, despite this dismissal. They asked him to come back and run the place after everything in the first place, so
So then let me ask you something. Why does Vince McMahon continue to push the envelope? That guy's a billionaire. What does he care?
Honestly, I don't think Vince McMahon sometimes knows what the hell he's doing. And in this case, I thought that Heyman made sense, but wasn't Bischoff the head scratcher to begin with? When they announced that Heyman was going to run Raw and Bischoff was going to run SmackDown, didn't you say to yourself, wow, Bischoff, really? I mean, I was excited on the surface, but only because of that 5-year period during the 90s. You know what I mean? Heyman made sense. Heyman has changed.
Is Heyman making sense now, though, with Raw? Are you happy with his work? Because now he's to blame, right? It's no longer Vince.
Overall body of work with Heyman, he's been okay. I don't do cartwheels, but I don't think he's as terrible as some of the people just complaining and shit. You know, I think he's been okay. Do I think he could have been better so far? Yes, but I also think Vince does make a lot of these decisions.
You still think he's
absolutely? Come on, stop it.
Right,
I still think Vince is in charge.
Who's responsible for Burn It Down? Seth burns down the Firefly Funhouse. Who's responsible for that?
Oh, that's got to be Bray writing that one.
Bray wrote it for himself?
From what don't you remember when Barry was here?
Yeah.
Wyndham, and he was talking about Bray, and he was like, Bray is one brilliant dude. He's got this stuff all laid out, you know. I mean, Bray's been writing this stuff anyway. If anything, it gets tweaked by whoever in the back, but yeah, I think Bray had a lot to do with this.
To be honest with you, too, I hate green screens. That green screen look was terrible.
Green screen.
You know where they put the... I mean, you could tell it was just like... And again, right, I know they can't burn something, but it's like, it just looks bad.
I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was cheap. But then again, I enjoyed when Randy Orton burned down Bray's house that time. I'm sure you did.
I did.
I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, this is great.
So you enjoy... Are you enjoying... Coming out of Hell in a Cell last week, you
Who would enjoy that? This was okay. Again, no cartwheels. I'm not going to be like, wow, greatest thing I've ever seen. It was okay.
Okay.
It was okay. It was better than that thing that happened in Hell in the Cell, whatever.
All right, well, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing cartwheels about right now.
What?
I caught episode 2 this week.
You did already.
Right?
Look at you.
NWA Power.
Go ahead. Talk to me about it. What did you...
I just love everything about it.
Okay.
I love the old school feel.
You love Doc and theme song.
I love the Doc and theme. Again,
right.
I don't know many of the wrestlers.
Okay.
I'm trying to learn them.
Mm-hmm.
Damian Sandow, I think he's under another name now. You could correct me on that. He showed up. He actually was very entertaining. He opened up episode 2.
I think he is entertaining.
I got to tell you, it's that to me is better than all 3 right now.
Thoughts on Storm?
What's that?
Tim Storm.
So he lost that first match, right, to Aldis. All right, and
what do you think about him?
I think he's got a good look, but I think he's 53.
Is that how old he is? That's interesting. I like Magnus. I think Magnus has been pretty cool.
I just think wrestling's a young man's game.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about rock and roll, right? Don't go on tour after 50.
Yeah, I should retire.
Wrestler, don't go on
Why do you keep asking me to play?
Well,
I should retire.
Well,
what the hell? I'm already 2 years over the limit.
Do you want to see a 53-year-old or 56-year-old wrestler?
I'm going to rock out. I don't know. I can't sit still. I'm bored. I'm bored. I don't know
it may be
anymore.
ageisms, but it's like I don't want to see, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and speaking of old champions,
I don't want to see 50-pound guys in the ring either.
Well, no, I don't either. Chris Jericho.
What about Jericho?
AEW. Did you catch AEW this week?
A little bit of the bubbly. Yeah, I caught
Thoughts?
I like a lot of it.
Was it outstanding, unbelievable, incredible?
Outstanding? No. Here's a weird thought for you.
Go ahead.
The Inner Circle. Remind you of anybody? Remind you of anybody in design? Because I was thinking about it. I'm sitting there looking at the Inner Circle, and I'm like, wow, what do you know? Evolution Light. Think about that. Well, you got Jericho, you got the veteran, and standing next to him is Swagger, Hager, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So you got the veterans, you know, like you had Flair and Triple H with the veterans, the wiser guys, and then you got the kids. Yeah. Except there's one problem. None of those kids are going to turn out to have the kind of career or impact that Orton had or Batista. Where did this dog come from?
The dog just came into the studio.
We just had a dog come into the studio. Happy Dog Day.
We got a dog here.
Yeah, there we go.
What's up, puppy?
There you go.
Is it National Dog
The
Day?
joints are that way. And he's going. Scoop? Scoop, was that you?
What was that dog's name? Was that dog's name Bettina?
Oh, man.
What the fuck? You don't think she watches your show?
God, what is wrong with you?
Holy
you're done.
Shit.
She's going to fillet him.
Bro.
Wow.
I'm only kidding.
You better
sad.
be kidding.
She's hot.
Well, you know.
She's pretty hot.
What's wrong?
Yeah,
Anyway, go back.
Damage control.
That was Damage control. So,
Fire. Oh, go on.
burn it down.
Yeah, burn it down. Oh yeah.
Get it
Yeah. So
together.
anyway, evolution, man. Like Evolution Light. Don't you think there's a similarity there?
I guess so, man.
There's an extra member, but I think there is. Hey, what about Trent Beretta? Our buddy Trent.
Trent looking good.
You know, you like the best friends.
Yeah, he
he's got a
pretty
beard.
good.
Well, he's got the beard going on.
Here's
too.
what I'm impressed about AEW.
What?
They're giving everybody, all the fans out there, the feeling that they actually care about them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They have this whole
Absolutely.
I love the fans
Absolutely.
type of thing, right?
And the fans are rabid. I'll give them that. The fans are rabid.
And your boy Meltzer's reporting that there's
What?
many
That's not my boy.
WWE wrestlers
not
calling
my boy.
AEW and asking, is there an opportunity for me at AEW?
What? Says Meltzer?
Says Meltzer.
Who gives a crap what Meltzer says? You really believe that?
I don't really.
They're all secretly calling. Hello, Cody? I'm miserable,
wait a minute,
and I want to leave.
Wait, here's the call.
Will you give me at least half of what Vince does?
Here's the call. I don't want $1 million a year anymore. Can you give me 100,000? Because I really care about my sport.
Oh my God!
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you know what? That paintbrush goes only so far there.
on,
You
man.
can only paint for so long, Mr. Artist. You know what I can't anymore. I don't want $1 million. Give me $5. $5 will be fine. And a bagel.
I don't want to wrestle in front of 100,000 people.
Yeah, I'm tired
I
of
want to
it.
go back to a 1,000-person arena.
Comac High, here I come.
Oh my God.
I can't anymore. Yeah, but it's still Dean Ambrose, and they go batshit. That's Dean Ambrose. Whatever, man. And you know what? You know what's funny? You got Dean Ambrose and Kenny Omega, right? And the independent people love to say how artistic and beautiful independent wrestling is, right? Because it's so dignified, right?
Yep.
So here's Kenny Omega and here's Dean Ambrose. I mean, John Moxley, and one's got a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire, staring at the other one, who's got a broom wrapped in barbed wire. Oh, that's art.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but this is going to be the most pretty beating you've ever seen. You know what I mean? It was hardcore. What is so different? I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. You know, it's like pick your poison, but you can't just cherry pick like, oh, this is good. This stinks. Oh, this is good. This
Well,
stinks.
again,
So stop already.
You've got your people that just totally focus. But anyway,
Right.
this brings us to one of my favorite part of the show.
Yeah. I get nervous every time you
The
say
Evan Ginsberg
already?
rant
Wow. Okay.
of the week.
All right.
Evan Ginsberg.
Make this
rant
good.
Of the week.
Make it count.
I'm
Right.
waiting for it to pop.
I don't hear
Wait,
anybody
wait.
complaining.
coming.
I don't
It's
hear
coming.
the crowd,
It's coming. Hold
roaring
on.
and
I did a little
raring and
move. It was
all that other
Jim's
stuff.
about
It's all right. I actually got it up, so
You do?
yeah. Once he gets the rant going, we'll
What
be
do
ready
you
to
mean
roll.
you've got it
Well,
up?
that's
What
the
exactly
problem.
does that
I got
mean?
it up on here. That was the problem.
You're good to go. Wow! Oh man, that's terrible. All right, so Evan Ginsberg, associate producer for 350 Days and The Wrestler. Evan used to have a show on Village Connection Radio. The
Yes,
Wrestler being a fantastic
Yes,
film,
sir.
and 350 Days is incredible.
He used to have a
Yes.
show on here?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
every Sunday from 11 to 1. You don't remember?
The Evan Ginsberg show.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot what we were talking about.
He better share whatever it was that he took before the show.
So one of the
my
best
God.
things about Evan is Evan does some really outrageous political posts, religious posts, and professional wrestling posts.
Religious.
You know,
Yeah.
we're a professional wrestling broadcast, so we like to keep it as professional
yeah.
wrestling. As many know, I don't really like to get too much into politics or religion because that's my privacy. But I think wrestling is an open
That's fair. It's
book
wrestling.
for everybody, right?
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
It
guess
should be.
what?
It should be harmless.
It should be harmless.
It should be.
So newsflash, everybody, it's fake. But anyway,
Stop it! Now I object. Don't use that word.
all right. What is
Oh, my
wrong with
God.
the word fake?
I don't like it.
All right, scripted.
Scripted.
All right,
Okay.
you got it. So,
Jeez, dude.
just like every week, I'm going to read the Evan Ginsberg rant, and Mr. Savali, Jimmy Pharaoh, would like you to weigh in and give me your opinions.
I'll
on it,
try.
Here
Go
we
ahead.
go.
I need my glasses.
All right. Week 3 of AEW wasn't quite as electric as week 2, with the exception of the Omega tag match.
Okay.
But it was just quality, capitals, television that was thoroughly enjoyable. And most importantly, they have quickly created young stars in LAX, Guevara, am I saying that right? Darby, Riho,
Darby Allin.
Hager. I don't know when Hager became young, but that's okay. Etc.
He's not young.
No. WWE is the exact polar opposite, squandering, for the most part, one of the greatest talent bases in the history of the business on stilted promos, comedy that isn't funny, and entertainment that is generally neither entertaining nor worth a 2 or 3 hour investment. WWE clearly drew the line in the sand with Bray versus Seth at Hell in a Cell. We'll give those smart marks what we, capitals, want, while AEW chose wrestling, capitals.
Nice.
All right? Night and day, different products, and I choose AEW.
Wait, can I weigh in on this also? Or is
Yeah,
this-
sure.
Yes,
Go
I
ahead.
got a couple
Dude, you got the
things to say.
shades on. You better.
I got a couple things to say about this. First of all, I want to know if this was closer to the first post of the day or closer to the 90th post of the day.
It was 7 hours ago, so
dude.
it's probably in the middle.
Okay. So I thought that
90 posts today?
Yeah. I thought
Yeah.
I thought he had an investment in WWE.
Does
Oh,
he?
you mean actually
No,
stock?
he does.
Yeah.
No, he does. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I'm going to say yes, he does.
What?
I'm going to say yes, he does.
Okay,
Really?
so
No,
the man
I-
had stock in
In fact, I'm not going to say
WWE.
yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Does he?
So the man had stock in WWE, and he's wishing against them. He's betting on the other guy.
My God.
This is true.
That's pretty fucked up. But anyway,
But he's looking at the wrestling portion, Jim.
okay.
He's not looking
You know what?
at
These
the
are the
stock
new
of
guys.
the dollars,
But I
right?
just want to know this:
Go ahead.
how much money has Vince McMahon made,
Oh, please.
Billions.
You'd be
and how
counting
many
for the
have come
rest
up
of your
against
life.
him in the past?
Oh, everybody.
Many.
And I know nothing about wrestling. How many
Right.
succeeded?
Zero.
Zero
Ultimately.
so
Okay.
far. Yeah.
Ultimately.
Next,
That's right.
Exactly.
is this the next DW?
It's
NEW?
basically,
Next?
in my mind, that eventually it will.
I'm sorry, I
you
didn't
know.
mean to put my 2 cents.
No,
in.
I
No,
don't.
I don't know
it's-
anything
it's
about
fine.
anything about what you're
Listen,
talking
these are
about.
value points,
It's
right?
sounded pretty accurate,
You're
dude.
invested in a
Don't. Coffee stays
you're
off the
invested
keyboard.
in a company. You'd be surprised that you would root against it.
See, I don't know that though. How do you? I don't even know that he's invested in the
Well,
company.
what are your thoughts on Mr. Ginsburg's comments?
There's a lot of shit to absorb there.
can
Where
read
do
it
I
to you
begin
again
with?
if
No,
you'd like.
please don't.
Okay.
Jesus God, it was like the
Well,
Old
all
Testament.
right, so he's basically saying it's quality television against shit television.
You know what? When you go into watching something and you already have made up your mind what you're going to see, by the way, it's kind of hard to have an impartial view, by the way. However, though, I will say this. It has been entertaining. I don't think that it's the be-all, end-all. I don't understand how it gets lost that guys like Seth Rollins were once upon a time newborns and have prospered. Look at the career he's having. Are we going to start like shitting on Seth Rollins? Who grew Seth Rollins? Who grew him? The WWE.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do I really have to start pulling out all the guys that they've actually grown over the years at WWE? There's a million of them.
But what about the
There's
point?
a million
what
of
is he-
them.
What about the point that says AEW is giving the fans what they want, while the WWE is shoving it down your throat what they want to give you?
Well, that you know what? I don't know about that because let's see when they actually change their mindset. I think right now, if you just give them a big fat turd, they'll think it's the greatest turd they've ever seen. That's what I feel like right now. And I'm not picking on anyone. This is how I feel.
tell you what,
They basically had their minds made up before they watch something anyway. So why discuss it with them? Why bother?
Here's my problem. I sit there
know?
and I listen about these WWE vignettes or whatever they do, scripts or their interviews, and they hate them. I turn on AEW. They got to fill time, and they're making these things 10 minutes long of torture.
Listen, don't talk to me about believability when you have Pentagon in the ring.
What?
What do you got?
I'm just looking at another show and the comments that are being made.
Oh no. Oh no. What do we got, the Night
I
Stalker
can't
going
share
on
him,
here?
can
What's
I?
the story?
Go ahead. What?
Hey, I'm going under the table here.
Or can these be cut later?
Can these be
Let's see,
cut
it
later?
starts like this. Sweet, the Quidnamic Duo. This isn't your show.
Right.
It's a different show.
Okay. There's a million shows
And
on.
then it says you all fags.
Oh, other than that, you're doing pretty well.
You won't handle shit. I'll fuck your faces.
What the hell?
You all are too easy, just like your mom. I own you.
I'll own you?
God.
What is going on over there? wherever there is.
All right, so here,
Where were we?
here's my
brutal.
point about it, right? I think why is the AEW vignettes okay, but the WWE vignettes? Don't tell me that they're entertaining.
Wait a
they're
minute.
Not.
Wait a minute. You want to talk about your intelligence being insulted? I had to watch Pentagon Jr. in the ring with a guy that I swear weighs 100 pounds.
Right.
Marco Stunt, who I think
Yeah.
is cool and all, but come on, it looked like they were beating up a high school kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on here? Oh, this is art. This is art. Don't you say anything about it. You know, I'm like, stop it already. It's not perfect. It's got plenty of
Listen,
holes
I
to
think-
sink a Titanic
I think
through.
I read
it just
some-
depends on what you want to rip apart and who you don't like.
I read something
Whatever company you don't like, you're going to drill
I
them
read
anyway.
something on social
you know?
media that said Vince really screwed up. He lost Cody Rhodes, who was going to be Cody Rhodes is okay to me.
By the
He's
way,
okay.
if somebody gets a 7.2 or 4 or whatever and someone gets a 1, have you buried them? I'm seeing headlines, AEW buries NXT. Well, if they got a 1 and NXT got a 0.2, okay, you buried them.
Right.
But a 7.2 and you keep losing your audience every week anyway, AEW, how are you so great? I can't anymore. Let's face it. The people who hate Vince are going to hate Vince no matter what. It doesn't matter if he does anything good. They'll never say he did anything good anyway because they hate his guts. And the bottom line is that whoever's up against Vince is awesome. I don't care what they do. They're awesome. So you know what? I've seen this kind of in politics too. I've kind of seen this in politics too. Doesn't matter what side you're on. You're wrong. You're fucking wrong. Because I think this way. Well, you know what? I tell you what. Take your one-sided opinion, shine it up real nice, turn it sideways, and stick it straight up your TBS.
Oh my God.
I mean, come on already. Be open-minded enough to love all different sides from all different companies. Because wrestling does hold magical things from all different companies.
Right.
It just depends on what you want out of it.
Good.
Don't tell
I have
me
a
there's
question.
nothing in the Vince McMahon vault. That's BS.
Are these new companies, these new up-and-coming companies,
Man,
are
I'm
they
exhausted.
offering a better package to these guys?
What?
Are they offering like
Yeah, we'll see about
10-year
that.
retirement packages and stuff
We'll
like that?
see about that. We'll
Nope.
see how well paid they are.
Are they getting benefits?
Nope.
We'll see how
So
well
why
paid
isn't
they
it
are.
so much better?
What about the
Well,
fact?
I'm going to say this. I'm going to turn it even something. I'm going to flip it on both of you right now. I think it's downright un-American
Uh-oh.
to support AEW.
What?
How about that?
All right, now we're getting kooky. What
No,
do you mean?
I'm not
Tell me
getting
why.
kooky.
Tell me why.
Un-American?
Tell me why.
What, Khan versus McMahon? What is going on here?
Who owns
Sahid-
AEW?
Why
Sahid
un-American?
Khan.
Oh, stop it.
Oh wait, that's the owner.
Sahid Khan is
I'm
the
not going
owner
with
of the
that.
Jacksonville
Okay.
Jaguars.
Okay.
And the owner, his son is now the owner of AEW.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay, he's a...
Gee, what a humble family feel to this
No, but
company.
my whole point,
What a humble
point
family
is-
feel to this company. A
this guy-
millionaire that
this
owns
guy-
a football team.
this guy-
I'm rooting for him.
Wait a minute, but
oh, stop
this
it.
is why I'm gonna
pick a pig, any pig.
Wait a minute.
What the hell?
Let me get my point across.
Ow!
Oh my God.
Desk.
All right,
go on,
listen.
bro. Just
Listen.
go for it. I'm exhausted.
It's un-American, this is why. This guy made his money in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Right?
Did he?
Comes to
I
this
don't know.
company, country, gets a citizenship. Great.
Okay.
Right? And we root against Vincent
Oh
Kennedy
no, I'm
McMahon,
not doing that anyway.
who built his company from the ground up
Yeah.
with his hard
You know how
work
proud-
and his sweat. An American hero.
Nice.
Right?
I'm not arguing
And
with
we're
you.
going to choose
I do love Vince.
the guy who comes from another country,
Yeah.
who knows how he got his money in another country,
Okay.
right? Because we close a blind eye
It's
to that
un-Amer-
type
it's
of crap,
un-American.
right?
It's un-American.
Right?
Oh, that's
It's
interesting.
downright un-American.
I never thought of it that
It's
way.
downright un-American.
Wow.
Right?
Are you running for anything this year?
I'm seeing
Mayor
it.
of
I'm
Long
seeing
Island,
it. I'm
brother.
seeing
I'm
it.
starting to
And
wonder
that's why I'm
about
wearing
you.
this red, white, and blue
This
hat
guy's
right
got
now.
aspirations as well as perspiration.
Northwood has a mayor.
What happened?
Northwood has a mayor.
Don't think before I'm dead and buried, I will not be running for mayor at some point.
Dude,
Nice.
you're so gonna win.
Going to be mayor.
Listen, we
He'll
got the
find a
whole,
way.
We got the whole
Oh,
plumbing
my
outlaws
Lord.
behind you,
That's
brother.
it, baby.
The plumbing.
I want to
Behind
know, but I
you.
want.
Are you serious?
I want you to. I
Whoa.
want you to tear apart my viewpoints.
Whoa.
Is it un-American to say that? That when you're rooting against Vince McMahon, you're rooting against America.
I'm gonna
go with that. I'm going to go with that.
Wow.
Pharaoh?
That's kind of kooky, but the way you put it, if that's the deal,
Now I'm not saying he got his stuff illegally, but
You know.
all the stuff
I
that
don't
goes
know
on
how
in
he
these other
became.
countries, right?
Look. The bottom
Yeah.
line for me, you
Sex
know,
trafficking.
Yeah.
you know why I root for Vince. You know that we grew up watching Vince. You know that I've constantly said over and over again, and I'm on record for it, that I think that Vince McMahon is very much like another favorite of mine,
Right.
George Steinbrenner. Two guys that I completely respected,
But I don't
who
know-
took a product that was successful and made it
But
even
wait, I have a
bigger.
question because I don't know the answer to this.
Go ahead.
Did George Steinbrenner make all his money himself? I mean,
Yeah, it was
okay.
shipbuilding.
Yep.
He
I mean,
came
this guy
from-
made his own. This guy
Yeah.
made his way up from a little
Yeah.
concept.
Well,
He
George
created it. He created
George
this.
and Vince are similar that they came from their father's
Okay.
building too. Their fathers
Yep.
were also awesome. You know, George's father was a shipbuilder, and Vince's father and grandfather were promoters.
Yep.
So they basically, but what I love about both of them was Vince and George. When George took the Yankees in '73, they were hurting. They weren't big time. They had kind of lost a little luster. You know what he did? Reggie Jackson
Oh,
and all the
man.
other cool stuff that happened. George Dude, the Yankees are worth a fortune now, thanks to George.
And mind you,
and Vince is the same thing. He took a modest, very successful company, but turned it into a worldwide phenomenon. What are we talking here?
Well, let's go a little
Incredible.
further. You want to compare the two because I like your comparison.
They're both
George
awesome.
Steinbrenner, when, I'll use more recent thing, when Dwight Gooden and Darryl Strawberry were down on their
Dude,
luck.
he had a heart.
He took them on their
He
team,
had a
right?
heart. Yes, he did.
You know
Yes,
what?
he did.
How
Yes,
many?
he did.
You heard Bill Alfonso on this show
Right.
say
Yes.
that Vince, he hadn't worked for Vince for almost 10 years.
Yep.
Right.
And Vince ponied up
Yep.
$50,000 so he could go to rehab.
Scott Hall said he paid for 6 of his rehabs.
6 rehabs.
6!
And this is a bad guy?
6 times! Yo, I'm really sorry, bro.
Bad
Can you
guy.
cut me another check?
bad guy.
Oh, wait a minute,
Come
hold on. Oh, then you take care of a guy like superstar Billy Graham over and over again, and how does he repay you?
Go
he
fuck-
bites
go
your
F you-
fucking
go F
hand
yourself.
on a regular basis.
Yeah, send me money or I'll unfriend you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, how liberal of you. How nice of you. You know? Hey, sorry, bro, you did it. You know you did it. What are you going to say? It's what you did.
You're right.
You know? Send me money or I'll unfriend
Oh,
you.
you
Okay.
douche.
Yeah, I'm going to root for your ass. Not. Anyway. Dude, what did you put in my freaking
Say what you
drink
mean,
today?
bro. Say what you mean.
You gotta say
You know
it.
what? You know what?
Listen.
And you know what the bottom line
Other
is?
people say what they
Steinbrenner, McMahon.
That's right.
These
There's-
people are saying what they mean.
you know, I hate it. Yeah, you're right.
That's
And,
right.
and if you,
spewing,
oh my
spewing.
God, you know what? And it's many people too.
Yeah.
And it's healthy,
And it
by
happens
the way.
all the time.
It's healthy
It's
debate.
healthy to spew.
Is this healthy? I do feel kind of good right
it's
now.
healthy debate.
Yes.
All right, but it's only wrestling, so don't go crazy and slit your wrists or something or jump off a cliff.
Well, that's the whole point.
I
Let's
don't
get
get
into
it.
reality. It's only wrestling.
Right.
Speak of wrestling, I'm going to
Yeah.
go script a little bit because I posted with you in my mind because I know how you think.
You posted it, didn't include me in the thoughts.
So
Go on.
let me ask you this.
What?
You have a business, Jim, right?
Oh, clearly
Pharaoh's
not
got a
me.
business, right?
I have a business?
You're a wrestler,
I don't have a business.
right? As an independent wrestler, you're trying to build your brand.
Right.
Do you think it makes sense, number one, to make fun of your fans? Okay? Call them fanboys, marks, right? 2 is, as an independent wrestler, do you think at any time you should say, I don't watch the product because I hate the product?
I hate the
Like, even if you do hate the product, don't you lie about it and say, yes, I watch it? Or better yet, wouldn't you watch it being that's the biggest company so you get an idea what actual fans, millions of fans want to see or what don't want to see?
Right.
Being a musician, I listen to and keep my eye out for all different kinds of music to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I find it incredible that somebody would want to be a wrestler yet not keep up on what is now. Don't you want to be relevant? I mean, keep yourself
Isn't that
or at
kinda
least
like-
have an idea of what's
Isn't
going
that
on.
kind of like saying...
You want to do something retro, fine, but have an idea of what retro is working
But isn't that like saying?
currently.
Isn't that like saying to the fans though? I'm gonna shove it down your throat because I don't really care what you want to see.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you what I want to give you.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
So where's the hypocrisy here, man?
Oh, it's everywhere. There's tons of hypocrisy. There's tons of hypocrisy. You've got people who, what's this craziness that there's been no good wrestling since before Hulk Hogan? What's that?
Yeah.
Multiple people have said that to me. I've heard that from multiple people. I'm like, what? Dude, then don't watch. And why do people watch and complain about it every week? I know you're watching. Don't say you're not watching.
That's the whole other thing.
You're watching! You're complaining every effing week. And by the way, if you watch once a month, you're still watching! You're still watching!
And
I don't get it. Why hate it so much then?
We started off the show too about
Hey.
talking about our age and stuff like that. Guess what, everybody? no one, honestly, they're playing to the new generation. They don't really care what the older generation thinks.
Yeah,
So
that's true,
you
too.
can hate the product as much as you want. Jim can hate the product as much as you want. Guess what? They don't care.
Right.
Because guess what? We've outlived our usefulness to them.
Right. We're
Okay.
we're leaping over the demographic now.
But AEW's smart, right? They're getting all these younger fans that want something new.
Yes.
But sooner or
Their
later,
fan base is awesome.
Sooner or
I'll
later,
say
it
that.
will just get old for them.
I wonder.
You can't carry a company with Jack Hagar.
Right. You need more. You need a lot more. I
Listen,
totally
I want,
agree.
You know what, dude?
I do
can
agree
you
with.
please, look, I know it's only a theory, but I want
Yeah.
to call you out on this because
Why?
I thought it was an incredible idea. Can you share what you think could happen with Moxley, or you thought would be amazing if it happened? Because you blew me away, and I said, you know what? This could actually be happening.
Sometimes I wonder if Moxley's been planted,
Yeah.
and that out of nowhere he's just going to show up with Vince and just a big FU. I just get the feeling that Moxley is there for other reasons besides what everybody thinks. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. But I feel like one day Moxley's going to burn them, and come back. I just feel that way. And that's pretty much it.
And that would be pretty hot
You know?
for a minute.
If Punk
For a
does,
small minute,
right, for a
'cause
small
Moxley
minute.
still is
if Punk
nothing.
doesn't take his vest first.
Dude, that's the
You
whole
know?
thing. You could get all crazy.
Because he created the Shield.
Listen, you could get all crazy
know?
and be like, AEW. You know what? All they have to do is pull the CM Punk card. It's over.
That was interesting post.
It's over.
That was an interesting post you put up. I was like, yeah, you know what? If they get CM Punk, it's a huge.
It's over.
It's a huge.
No one's
blow.
watching AEW.
You know.
Have CM Punk show up on NXT. Tell me what the ratings will be.
Do you? Oh my God.
First of all, people will be pissed they missed it.
Right. Do you think that NXT should switch to bigger arenas to go head to head with AEW?
No.
Interesting, because I saw that out
In
there.
any
today.
business plan, stay the course.
Right.
Right? Stay
Right.
the course. This is the new shiny toy.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's got a bunch of old shiny players.
You know what's weird though? It still feels like a WWE B show because they start off with the pyro,
Yeah,
and you got all the camera angles. They look like they want to be WWE.
And
so
and to be
if you
fair-
hate something so much, why are you trying to be just like it in your TV presentation as far as
And
production?
to be fair,
production.
This Friday SmackDown, last Friday, wasn't good. I did not like it.
Yeah,
I
wasn't
this is
big on
just
it.
not.
Matter of
very
fact,
good.
I think you said it was a steaming turd of some kind, and switched.
I just switched the channel. I was
Look,
like, I can't watch
like
this
what?
shit.
We don't ever bash Vince.
No,
of
if
course.
it's bad, it's bad.
If it's bad, it's
But
bad.
don't act like
I mean,
something's
hell,
good.
most of the 5 minutes with the Pharaoh history was me destroying Vince and his crazy ass ideas.
Absolutely.
So basically, you know.
All right. Anyway, we want to thank Evan Ginsberg every week for giving this
Oh, my God.
material. And
That was some rant, man. There was a
some
lot
rant.
going
But
on
anyway, Evan Ginsberg is the associate producer for 350 Days and the wrestler. Evan is what we call the secret jewel of professional wrestling.
That's fair.
Jim? Good night, Hunter. Thanks. I hope you guys, you tune in every week, and
Peace,
it's
Hunter.
good to see you, Hunter. All right. I like Hunter. I like that name, Hunter.
That's
actually.
a great name. That is a
If
great
I had a
name.
son, I would either name it
I'm
Hunter.
taking that name Hunter.
I was gonna name if I had a son, I was gonna name it Sponge. I'm serious.
Sponge?
Sponge.
Why is that?
Sponge.
Sponge?
Monte. Sponge. Like a sponge.
Like a sponge.
Yeah, Sponge Monte.
Yeah, that'd be
Sponge
great
Monte.
for that kid in grade school.
That's a great stage name,
He'll
Sponge
be
Monte.
fighting every day after school.
Sponge.
Nice.
All right, bro. Let's go over the
Hey,
draft.
Sponge, are you moist?
Moist.
Forget it.
Don't ever use the word moist.
Why?
Moist.
You like that word.
Moist. All right, bro.
What do you got? What are we doing? I don't know what we're doing.
As of
What are we
this
doing?
morning,
Yeah.
No Way Jose, Mojo Rawley,
Oh, the
Zack
draft.
Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, Peyton Royce and Billy Kay and Sarah Logan were not drafted. They might have been drafted. I don't know. Let's go with the special trade announcement. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross were traded to SmackDown from Raw.
They were.
Yeah, so that's your big announcement. What are you thinking of that?
That's cool. Alexa on SmackDown. I was actually surprised when she wasn't originally on
So
SmackDown.
where are they going with this? Bayley's a heel. Sasha's now in SmackDown. She's a heel.
Yeah.
So Nikki Cross and Alexa now the
Staying
faces.
good guys
They're
for
the
a while.
faces.
Haven't they been for a little
I'm
while?
not feeling Alexa as a face. dude.
No. She's not behaving as a face too much anyway. They're just the role that they're in.
So what are they doing with this then?
They're mid-carding Alexa.
Please,
For
please
now.
explain to me why they
I
gave the
guess.
title back to Bayley. What is your analysis on that? That threw me for a loop. I didn't understand it. Didn't make sense.
It threw me for a loop because Charlotte had just won it, but I actually didn't mind the heel turn. I thought the heel turn was cool.
Why do you have to have a title change for a heel turn?
You know what? It's just, again, with the Flair thing. I feel like they just 9,
just want to keep giving
10,
them,
11,
that's what
12.
It is.
I really do. And you know what?
You know what? That's pretty smart.
You know what?
That's smart.
If I can say, that's the kind of stuff that does bother me. It's like, what are you doing? Spread these out.
Yeah.
I think that's terrible for whatever that's worth.
Unless she says she's going to quit in a year or something like
right. That. If you don't trademark the
honestly,
man, if you don't trademark the man for my father, I quit. Woo! Fuck you. We're not trademarking shit.
The other thing, too, is I really thought they were giving her the title to set her up for the return of Ronda Rousey, which, it just doesn't make any sense to me, man.
I think Ronda's going to wind up back in the ring with Becky at next WrestleMania if she comes back.
Why would... Charlotte
they have to have that
10
rematch.
times the wrestler, Becky.
Because they have to... I know Ronda's going to want to beat Becky.
So let her beat her at,
They'll
Royal
do that
Rumble.
at WrestleMania. They won't... No, they're going to build that. You really think that that's more money? I think Ronda and Becky is the hot ticket. It'll be the
right
hot
now it's
ticket.
The hot ticket.
It will be the hot ticket for WrestleMania. Vince always
but
thinks
when you think main
big,
event, isn't it Ronda Flair? It's not Ronda.
You know what? I think it's about time we actually acknowledge the fact that Becky Lynch is now the #1 most marketable person on that roster. So I think we've got to stop now.
I guess you're right.
And realize that the most marketable match is Becky and Ronda at Wrestle Freaking Mania. That's what I think. We'll see.
All right, got about 5 minutes left.
Wow, that was fast.
Round 1. Seth Rollins to Raw.
Okay. Obviously, that's fine. SmackDown, Lesnar.
No brainer.
Raw, Charlotte Flair.
Not understanding that. Right?
Why?
Because I thought we would have that.
You thought you'd have her on SmackDown? Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think
who's she gonna wrestle with? Becky?
Charlotte is. Yeah. Who else is on Raw, please, from the women?
Not much.
Well, then Charlotte's show to dominate.
Not if you're telling me that Becky's the man.
Becky's the man.
So what does Charlotte do? Nothing. Play around with.
Are we going to have so you know what? I think we just answered our own question. We'll probably have a Charlotte Becky program where Becky ultimately succeeds, and then we'll head towards Becky and Ronda.
And then doesn't Charlotte lose?
Then Charlotte winds up back on SmackDown and takes the belt back from Bayley in a surprise twist to win the belt for the 11th time. And then the next week she loses it so she can win it for a 12th time.
Isn't she the greatest female wrestler in history?
Who?
Charlotte.
I think she is.
Likewise.
I think she is.
Before. I think she bypassed her father. I know people.
No, I don't think that, but I do think she is.
SmackDown keeps the New Day. Makes sense.
Yep.
Look, you'll never break up the New Day. We had this discussion.
I know.
New Day, the greatest tag team ever in the history of professional wrestling.
No, but they're definitely one of the most marketable and profitable, and Vince makes a fortune off them. And
are they the greatest tag team in the history of pro wrestling?
No, I'm not doing that. I won't do that. No, they're not. We all know the Road Warriors basically are, so there. But as far as the most marketable thing, this team is making a fortune for this company. And they've been doing it for years.
Right.
So it's time to realize they're a walking cash register, and have been. And I still don't like them. Whatever.
All right.
That's how I feel about the New Day. But do I really going to declare them the greatest team of all? No way.
Andrade
I can't.
and Zelina Vega end up on Raw because, Charlotte's got to have her way, right?
Oh, my God. I didn't even think about it that way. Andrade's career's in the sink anyway. What do they do with him? Nothing. Great wrestler. They do nothing. Raw. So what? What are they going to do with him?
Here's a shocking one. And again, they can transition back and forth between SmackDown and Raw because they're tag champions.
Yeah.
The Kabuki Warriors taking in Raw.
Yeah. I don't think much about it. I really don't like the Kabuki Warriors too much. They're
Next.
Daniel Bryan.
No difference, right?
Makes sense that he's on Fox. Daniel Bryan, big name, big star. Made sense to me.
Raw to Rusev?
Yeah, Rusev they've killed Rusev. Rusev's got, they'll probably try to push him again, but I could see him being on Raw.
Bayley, SmackDown.
A little surprised about Bayley remaining on SmackDown and getting
that
belt.
Well,
no, I mean when she won the belt, I figured she'd be Raw. I figured she wouldn't be SmackDown. Let's put Bayley on Fox. She's so engaging. No, put her on Raw. But now that she's a heel,
saying that.
Now that she's a heel, maybe I don't know.
What do you think of Aleister Black to Raw? What do you think of Aleister Black's match this Monday night?
Anyone who's a fan of Aleister Black has got to be kind of pretty furious, waiting for him to get a real push on the big program. I think Aleister Black is an untapped source of potential main event.
Okay.
I love Aleister Black, but that's me.
Here's a huge one. Raw Cedric Alexander to Raw.
They try to push Cedric, but AJ pretty much kind of beat him pretty convincingly. So I don't know what they want to do
He's
with
probably
Cedric.
going to hang out with the Street Profits.
Awesome in the
Awesome.
ring, but not much
He'll probably be
pizzazz
part of the
on the
Street
mic.
Profits and fight.
Those
with
guys
UFC,
are hilarious,
right?
by the way.
SmackDown Shinsuke,
I love Shinsuke.
right? U.S. champion, nothing new. Intercontinental champion.
Right.
Sorry, nothing
right.
new. This guy, I have no idea who he is. So lead me a Raw. Umberto Carrillo.
Carrillo. I actually do like him. I think that he'll someday mature into a wonderful villain if they push it right. There's something very smart alecky about him. Very good athlete, too. Good in the ring.
SmackDown Ali.
Don't like Ali much. Do respect. I did not realize he's a former police officer. This kind of freaked me out. I don't think of that when I looked at Ali.
Does he wear a blonde wig?
What? That's another. Would you please? Ay, ay, ay. You have the
Raw-
right to remain Monte. Anyway.
Raw Eric Rowan.
Who cares?
And then what's up with the other guy? What's
Who?
his name? The Rowan's
Harper?
partner, Harper.
I don't
He
know
doesn't
what's
even
going
get- he's not even
on.
on
back. I'm not. I don't know.
This one I was happy about. Raw
Yeah.
getting Buddy Murphy.
Is Buddy Murphy ever going to get that little
Dude, that
magic
guy's got,
back?
Dude, he's got.
But they
everything,
almost,
dude.
he was on the cusp,
I
and
know.
now it's like, Buddy who?
Yeah, it's
Put him in a closet.
Pissed the Lex off
See, that's
or
the kind of stuff that does tick me off with Vince. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Push the guy.
SmackDown Ziggler and Rude.
I enjoy Ziggler and Rude. How do you feel about them?
Good team.
I've been enjoying
Good
them.
intermediate team.
Yeah, but they dropped the
Good.
belts, though, to the Viking Raiders, who are starting to get over. What's going on with that, man?
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, interesting. Go
Jinder
on.
Mahal of Raw.
I saw this pic. I was like, Jinder? I had forgotten about Jinder, you know?
SmackDown Carmella.
Interesting that they, as I followed up with Raw taking R-Truth, that they broke them up.
They broke him up.
That was very
Thoughts on that?
interesting. I think that was kind of a mistake. Couldn't you have used that on Fox a little bit?
So
Like
what,
maybe,
what,
you know?
what I read is that the U.S.
Strange.
network, USA Network, claims that they wanted the 24/7 title, that they came up with that idea, so they
Right.
did not want it to leave. And
Okay.
Carmella is on SmackDown, because guess who else is
Okay.
on SmackDown? Who's the SmackDown announcer?
Corey?
That's right.
Jeez.
And who's Corey with?
Oh.
Carmella.
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Happy
guess.
wife, happy life.
Happy, joy.
That's it.
All right.
It's funny how they keep this together. Samoa Joe to Raw, and by the way, impressed the shit out of me and his little.
You liked it?
I liked
When
it.
he
What'd
was
you-
announcing?
Yeah, what'd you think?
Didn't he say to Renee that it's nice to know someone in the house is still paying the bills? Did you catch that? He said that to Renee, basically pissing on Moxley.
I loved it.
He was
I
just
loved
like,
it.
oh, it's nice that someone's keeping the lights on in the house. I was like, oh my God, he buries AEW in one sentence. Like to see him pick a fight with Joe. Good luck.
SmackDown, The Miz,
Yeah, obviously. Makes sense.
Tozawa to Raw.
Who cares? I'm
King
sorry.
Corbin
Who
to
cares?
SmackDown.
I'm not surprised. They love King Corbin. I like him more as King Corbin
Yeah, he's
than
much
wrestling in the suit, whatever that's worth.
Shelton Benjamin
Who
to Raw.
cares? Who cares?
What is that deal? It's like just.
Who cares? Who cares?
Here's another one. Rey Mysterio to Raw.
Oh, by the way, who is a lot bigger than Marco Stunt? Can we not mention those two in the same sentence
I know,
again?
Stop.
Can we
it.
stop? I mean, Rey
agree.
Mysterio actually
Yeah.
is cut to, and this guy looks like he just came out of the car wash. I'm like, stop! Just stop! I mean, and by the way, I do like Marco, by the way, for whatever it's worth, but he just looks like a kid in there. I don't know.
Look, I'm just going to go to key points because we're almost out of time.
Yep.
Shorty Gable, SmackDown. Becky Lynch to Raw. Roman Reigns to SmackDown. The OC to Raw. This I didn't understand.
Fiend to SmackDown.
I guess because Fox wants The Fiend, I guess. I
Right.
have no idea.
Right.
Randy Orton to Raw, I kind of like that. SmackDown, Sasha Banks, did not get that one. Your
Ricochet on Raw. Sasha Banks, you don't get being on SmackDown? I can see it.
thoughts? All right. Braun Strowman to SmackDown.
That made sense to me.
All right. Bobby Lashley on Raw.
Bobby Lashley, man. Even Lana can't help him. Go on. I'm serious.
God.
Bobby Lashley is just like a microphonic
And we
dud.
already know Alexa was
know?
drafted to Raw, was traded to SmackDown. Lacey
Right.
Evans to SmackDown.
That I'm
Kevin
surprised
Owens in
about.
the Revival. Overall, I hated this draft. It was terrible.
Yeah, I don't see any big deal anyway. They've made it so murky. The waters are so murky. I can't even make sense of it half the time. What about the last draft that never really kind of happened anyway? So how can I take this one seriously?
I commend
know?
them for the idea, but again, the whole, like, everybody knows, and they've already talked about it already when they did the Monday after that Friday, the Fox board had all the same clothes on, so obviously they were using the same tape,
by
right?
the way, the executives in the back high-fiving each other.
Stupid.
I got, please, man, I gotta.
Go ahead.
This is what gives the independent marks proper fuel for their fire, this kind of crap. Because
Good.
when I see this at home, and you know the life I've lived, but you know I do love the WWE, whatever. I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm going to myself, now how the hell can I relate to a room full of executives who you know are just, they don't know the first thing about wrestling at all. And they're sitting there like, all right, man, we got Roman Reigns, high five, oh, oh. And this guy's sipping his sip of his cup. Yeah, man, yeah. Dude, that stuff is, that I can't relate to that at all. I think it was absolute garbage.
I think the effort.
That is garbage.
The effort was commendable.
You know, does Vince do a lot of garbage? Yeah, sometimes.
It was commendable.
Sometimes.
It was an overall failure, though. I think.
Oh, the draft? Yeah, I think so.
SmackDown Friday, I thought was terrible. Raw was.
Yeah.
Raw was okay.
Yeah. In closing, SmackDown sucked.
It was bad.
And Raw was
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Understand that when we make the points we make about the comparisons between WWE and independent, it's also body of work. We've been watching independent wrestling, and especially me, but independent wrestling and WWE for decades. Yeah. We know what we're looking at, and we don't forget all the decades of entertainment brought to us, whether it was Bruno, to Hogan, to Stone Cold and The Rock, to Brock Lesnar, to, you know, the summer of punk. This has been going on for decades. So, you know what? I look at a company's body of work, and in the end, there's still one company standing up and looking down at everybody else. Oh, look, it's the New York Yankees. It's the guys we grew up with. It's Madison Square Garden. It's our boy. It's our boy. It's our boy. Finish that, man! Vince McMahon. That's who it is.
I want to give a special shout out to JJ McGuire.
JJ.
He'll be in studio November 14th and 15th.
Nice.
And then he's also joining the Village Connection Monte and the Pharaoh table, which will be at the big event in Queens, probably New York's biggest pro wrestling conference. So we'll have a table over there. JJ will be signing and selling his book, My Life in Hollywood, right?
In Hollywood.
Right?
In heaven, Hollywood.
In Heaven Town. Sorry,
In Heaven Town.
Sorry.
In Heaven Town.
Great book. I read it. It's a great read all the way through. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining in. We'll catch you next week at a Village Connection Radio. Don't forget that we're on cable on channel 115 every Tuesday from 8:30 to 9 p.m. And you can catch many great shows here on Village Connection 7 days a week, either on replay, on regular. Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh, I want to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
What remains
Jimbo.
of it.
Thanks,
and again,
bro.
we want to thank everybody that participates in the show, whether you like it, hate it, or whatever. Our views are not the normal views or what everybody feels.
Happy someone.
But again, let's remember, pro wrestling is about entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not it's not life or death.
Do they know that we're a shtick when we do this?
Well,
Should we tell them?
there is reality.
Did I just kill kayfabe?
No, but there is reality.
But where is
behind
the
it.
reality?
Well, that's what I mean. Well, I think our wrestling views are reality. But again, it's only
I
professional
think they're scripted.
wrestling. Really?
Our wrestling views. Oh, now we're totally
you're
giving
throwing
everything.
everybody away.
Yeah, we're giving everybody away.
All right, anyway.
Sorry.
Thanks for joining Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, seen every Thursday from 8:05 to 9 p.m. only here at Village Connection Radio out of Rockstar Studios. Again, I want to thank Mr. Jim Savali, the superstar business owner, and much respect to both of you, and have a great night. Don't forget, right after us, the Mr. T Show. If you're a comedy fan, I will tell you.
Squeamish.
Squeamish is tough. It's definitely rated R.
If you're ready to laugh your
Drifting
balls
into
off.
X, but this dude
Drifting
is
into X.
effing hilarious. All right, we'll catch you next week.
Later.
on the air.
Yeah, there you go. Can we take a picture of the dog with you holding his hands up?
I
Can we take a
want
picture of his
the main
balls?
camera. I wanted the dog's balls here.
Yeah. Love it.
And you can't even put the balls
Got
in
it?
there because he has the balls. They'll
Oh,
cut
you
off.
said it? Yeah.
He was fixed. And he's old, he's going to die. We need a call.
Well, get comfortable because we're going to be here for a little while. Hey, then right to cannabis party.
Yeah.
You got to go, Tim. You got to go.
How big is this?
You got to go to
big is
cannabis
it?
As
party.
big as you want it.
We're going.
Ah, you heard that?
What is that?
Hey, can we get cheeks to
Tell him
right over
Trying to
his
get away from the camera. He's like,
Hold on,
No, he moved the question. We're supposed to get
how
closer.
nice is it?
He's
We
been
got
there before,
closer,
right?
we got
Yeah,
it.
we want him to call in
Nah,
because, you
look
know,
at
like,
Is this the logo?
Who's calling in?
you know, it's
supposed to point to
Lost
this?
Boys at the end of the day, too.
Tommy, put yourself
We all
a drink and
love
nobody
them.
else?
You want cheeks to call in on the show?
Cheers.
All freaks out there.
I want to pick up.
Why not?
Yeah, let's pickles go.
Yeah. We'll talk Manton. Yeah.
Who's he talking to?
The answers,
Dog
man.
balls.
Talking
Dog
to himself.
balls. Just go with dog balls.
Okay.
Why is your dog's eyes brown and his ass is black?
All right, so this is just going to be an MP3, right?
Yeah, can we
Yeah,
hear
I
it?
said-
Like before you
Got
want
it?
to make sure.
MP3.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put up your show thing. It's not a video. It's
Oh,
an
yeah,
MP3.
then we'll talk about it. All right, cool.
Wait, can we hear it? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Like
Hear
in
it
New York City.
before you put it on the air. We want to make sure
Right
it's
here,
you know,
live from
it's
New
the-
York.
You need a clean version, right?
Saturday night.
Oh, he don't need to.
Like fly, nigga. Back in the hard man.
Tommy!
You want to hear the song that we're promoting tonight?